The best 72 players in the business are taking to their seats to prove that they are leagues above the rest. This game can cause blood, sweat and tears. It can be frustrating and it can send you into a frenzy. This is poker at its best. This is the partypoker.net World Open 3. This is the partypoker.net World Open 3. Players from around the globe dream of taking part in this tournament. And with over $500,000 waiting to be dished out, the competition is going to be fierce. There are 12 heats. The winner of each goes through to the semi-finals. The 3 remaining players from the semis then go through to that final table. Last time, our celebrities took to the felt to see who would make it through to Heat 1. This is what happened.
We have our first casualty.
Fitzmaurice all in, and this is how good goes bad and then worse.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, if there was ever a time for your first bluff, 50,000 on the river.
What a bluff.
No!
He plays poker like he plays snooker.
Oh my!
Fantastic play from Backley and even better play from Jimmy White.
What a trap set by Jimmy White. Was this his design? He's caught Norman Pace out, that's for sure.
Pass.
Wait till he sees the kicker.
That is the story.
Cheers, Steve. Oh, cool.
Oh, he's called it.
Oh.
Well, Jimmy thinks he's in trouble. He's actually way ahead.
But we did say, didn't we, that Jimmy's chips were raining away, and all of a sudden he's decided to make a stand, and he's doubled through. Fair play to him.
Black but no cigar.
Well done. Pleasure, mate. Thank you. Good fun. Cheers. Good on you. I like it.
Wow! It happened, the explosion. Jimmy said you can't have a queen. Torrance has played this like a dream. Oh, he's hit it!
Oh my God, he's hit the jack.
Raise all in.
Oh God.
Cheers, fellas, all the best.
What a match. It was always going to come down to these two. Torrance with the better hand right now. Jimmy White, the chip lead. There's not much in it. Jimmy White!
Oh, he's won it.
Oh, man.
Let's see who Jimmy will face in Heat 1 of the World Open.
My name's Trevor Reardon. I've been playing poker for 5-6 years. This will be a tough game, but hopefully, as long as the cards are pretty good, hopefully I'll come out on top.
Hi, I'm Gregory. I've been playing poker for around about 30 years. Yeah, I've played with a few of them before. It does help a little bit if you know how someone plays. That everyone changes their game, or they should do.
I'm Achilleas Kallakis, been playing for 3 years. I can be aggressive when required. Kick up a few gears if I think it's appropriate, and just try and pace myself. I'd like my chances to be about 100% of winning, but we'll have to see how it works out.
Hi, I'm Rumit Somaiya. I've been playing poker for 17 years. My opponents today, well, I've played with Greekfish, Jimmy White, Big Trev. I've seen the other guys around, I've seen the kids on TV, so I think I pretty much know. I've got a lot of information to go on. I'm confident, I've got the experience, and I really believe I'm going to win today, so I think I'm the best player here.
I'm Jimmy White, I'm a professional snooker player. Last time I won the celebrity heat, so I'm up against the professionals now, so I've got to up my game and be a bit more tighter because they don't make any mistakes. I won the Poker Millions, so you know I know I can do it. I've just got to hit a few cards and try and get maximum out of each pot that I win.
My name's Andrew Andreou, but I'm better known as the Greekfish. Very good opponents, very strong field. I'm obviously the best player on the table, so hopefully I'll win. What makes me the best is I'm Greek. Greeks do it best.
A semi seat up for grabs, but first these are the poker rankings. Every 5-card poker hand falls into the official ranking of poker hands. At the bottom is high card only. Then 1 pair alone. 2 pair is higher still. 3 of a kind, self-explanatory. A straight is 5 cards in a row of any suit. Ace can play high or low there. A flush, 5 cards of the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is all of a number. A straight flush is 5 in a row, all the same suit, and a royal flush, and the highest hand you can make, that is a straight flush, ace high. And now for the first heat of the main draw of this partypoker.net World Open 3. And everybody is going to be watching Jimmy White, the Whirlwind, Anthony Hardy, because he's come through the celebrity and served notice with his play.
He certainly did, Jesse. He played in one of the hardest celebrity heats I've ever seen, and I was fortunate enough to commentate on it, and he did play brilliant.
But he's got a fearsome lineup here to play against. Some real rounders from the poker scene. A lot of experience here in this one-table format, including, of course, takeaway Dave Gregory, who has probably played in this format as much as anybody in the world.
Gone.
Yeah, Takeaway's quite a good player on this format. There's 2 or 3 others, though.
And some people might make him the favorite here, but some other players. Players, of course, starting this heat with 100,000 in tournament chips each. The yellow chips worth 1,000. The blues are 2, and the reds 5,000 apiece. 600,000 in play. And there is a lot of play in this event. 2,000 is the big blind from Kallakis, which means action on Rumit Somaiya.
Pass. 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 Cool. No raise.
Gregory taking no notice of his cards here. Deuce 6. Which of these 2 players do you think is trickier? Takeaway Dave or Achilleas?
I think they're both very tricky, to be honest with you.
Me too. Neither has a pair, but that never stopped either one of them before.
5,000. Pass.
And, Gregory's had a bit of form in these one tables. He loves being the only guy that's stealing right and left. If you give him the chance, he can raise about 4 out of every 5 pots, can't he?
Yeah, if he sees an opportunity, Dave, he will take it.
I know that the last time Dave Gregory won one of these televised heats, I think both the Greekfish and Achilleas Kallakis were at the table, so he must be feeling very confident about this lineup.
Yeah, they probably come here tonight for their own back.
They probably have. Suited connectors for the Whirlwind.
Pass.
And
Pass.
same as we saw last week, he's been a bit more conservative pre-flop, and it served him well.
Pass.
We weren't exactly expecting a noisy table,
Raise.
but this is ridiculous.
6,000 total. Pass.
You see a raise here from Rumit.
Gregory's made it 6. What's the proper re-raise?
Nice.
Re-raise to 18,000 total.
And these are the kind of pots. These pots can get so big so quickly when you're 6-handed in, and there's not very deep starting stacks.
Yes.
Has Gregory made a mistake here?
I don't like ace rag, especially early doors.
Well, I mean, Dave could hit an ace and still not know where he's at, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, but he is ahead, and this is bad news for Somaiya.
$18,000.
This is a seminal moment for Rumit. So he could call, raise, or fold, and perhaps calling is his worst option.
Calling isn't a bad option because Gregory might put him on a queen. You might think, he's trying to flat call and trap him.
That 5,
Check.
even though it paired Gregory, is not a great card for him.
Okay.
He has to worry about his kicker and a queen, yeah?
Yeah, Gregory smells a rat here. He thinks that Rumit might have a queen. That's why they both checked.
This looks
16,000.
like a defensive sort of bet.
Yeah, Gregory's going to call this.
Cool.
I bet both these players would love to take the money back, but Dave Gregory will take all of it. And that's how you do it. Seemed like a weak call before the flop, but it worked out, huh?
Yeah, if Rumit bets on the turn there, it's a different kettle of fish. Obviously, they both check there on the turn.
Expensive pair of 10s for Rumit Somaiya has dropped him down to 41,000. He won't like that. But takeaway Dave Gregory on fire early doors. Still early doors. There's only been one pot of consequence so far, Bookie. Do you think there's sort of this... Everybody has kind of come to agree that the first level is best to not do too many chips unwisely?
Raised to 8,000
I do, yeah,
total.
just to feel your feet, really. It's a little bit dull at the moment, isn't it?
Of course, that could change in a hurry. Somaiya's got playable cards.
Oh, with this lineup, for sure. This heat is really going to liven up.
Now, Kallakis has already made it 6,000 to go. Well, I think it may have even been 8.
Re-raise.
And the last time Rumit came over the top of someone, he might have regretted not raising enough.
22,000 total. Pass.
Hasn't been the problem here.
Pass.
A total of 22. Pretty steep. King, queen offsuit. Not much in the face of a raise and a re-raise, is it?
No, you must put that down.
You said don't count Rumit out. He has come back flying since losing a few chips early and back up to about 60,000 without putting a foot wrong.
I've been playing poker for 17 years. I started playing back in 1990. I started playing small tournaments at my local casino. And around about 1999, I became full-time or pro, as we say, and I've not looked back since. Well, I've always enjoyed the challenge of sports, and I've enjoyed competition. And like I said, it was just something I saw that was an event that was happening at my local casino, and I decided to play. I sat down, and I was hooked basically. I enjoy playing poker for many different reasons, but apart from the fact that it's an interesting game, it gives me the freedom to choose my own hours. It means that I get to travel, and it means that I get to experience a lot of life, which I wouldn't normally do if I did something else for a living. The freedom that comes with being a professional poker player is I think, one of the biggest benefits as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes at the table it can be stressful because obviously, you've got big decisions and a lot of money is riding, but overall I don't really find it stressful. I find it more enjoyable and challenging than stressful. I really enjoy being in TV tournaments. I've played in lots of TV tournaments, and one of my nicknames is actually Mr. TV, so it's obviously it's a natural hunting ground for me.
It's funny when you can convince the rest of the table that you're not scared to gamble, you get a big edge over them, don't you?
Yeah, you do, and you get a lot of respect, don't you?
Raise.
It's always been Dave Gregory's modus operandi. He just gives them that stare. Everybody knows he's not putting the cards down.
Pass. Pass.
It's funny that ace-5 he called Rumit with earlier. One of the things it did, it sent a message out to everybody. If you come over the top of them, you better not make a small re-raise. You're getting called. This is ugly for TR.
Check.
He's out-paired and out-spaded.
Yeah, you can't call this.
14,000.
tell you what, things go through your head sometimes, don't they? You just think a guy's at it sometimes, but...
I think he's going to re-raise here,
oh
Jesse.
my.
20,000 more, 34 total.
This is a bad idea. Gregory's going to have a think about this. I mean,
this isn't that easy to call this hand, Jesse. We can see what Reardon's got.
20,000.
Gregory could be thinking, geez, I could be drawing dead here.
He could be drawing dead. He could have the top pair with a 10 kicker. Reardon could have the top pair with an ace kicker, king kicker. Who knows? It looks a straightforward call, but I don't think it is.
The other thing is, Trevor has such a great tight image that, I mean, you just wouldn't expect him to do something like this, would you?
No, and also Gregory is chip leader. Does he need to gamble?
Well, he could just fold it, couldn't he?
This is looking like a man who's going to pass to me.
Trevor has obviously come in here with a plan.
Pass.
Wow. What a bluff out of nowhere. And those are the kind of moves, making a pot out of nothing, that can win you one of these heats. How surprised are you?
Yeah, well, I commentated with you actually a few months ago. Do you remember on one of TR's events? And he didn't make any moves early, and you said to him that could cost him later on, and it did. Do you remember?
Yeah, there was a... I do remember. I remember the table. There was that...
That's okay.
The table. It was the Chicken Joe was at the table.
Chicken Joe was at the table, and Big TR had a pair of kings.
Yeah, I remember that.
And an ace come on board on the flop, and Big TR didn't believe.
Oh yeah, Don Fagan.
But he was low stacked, and he gambled all his chips.
I think it was the same tournament last year, actually. Yeah, Don Fagan was there. Chicken Joe.
Raised to 6,000 total.
I tell you what, people are going to be surprised when they hear about that one. These guys when they get off the table, because
Dave Gregory won't believe me when I tell him afterwards what the move he's put on him. He just won't believe it.
I mean, Trevor was basically drawing dead there, wasn't he?
Pass.
It's funny though. Those sometimes the more dangerous a flop is, the better chance you have to bluff at it, huh? To get really stuck.
Oh.
I like this play from Andy. The Greekfish is going to make moves.
The original raise came from Gregory, did it? And that's a great flop for the Greekfish.
12,000.
It's leading straight into Dave Gregory, who's starting to see his lead slip away. He could get really saucy here.
He could come over the top, Gregory, and I'll tell you what, he'll hear from the Greekfish. Gregory either passes here or comes over the top.
I'll re-raise.
Re-raise.
Dave is thinking, do I look like a dog? Then why are you kicking me? Because everybody is playing him like a target right now. And I don't think Greekfish is laying this down.
I think Greekfish is coming back over the top, Jesse. But let's see what Kallakis does first. He's got the middle pair sevens with the ace kicker.
You mean as he folded with the left hand or the right?
I think Andy's going to come back over the top here, Jesse.
Well, he has to.
He can't put Dave on the 8-10. He wouldn't raise with the 8-10.
I know you got the 10 of spades, but I just don't know what you got with it.
Didn't he give it back from the hand before?
Nah, that's why he raised, because he's sentimental. Dave, you want to be honest here? I want to knock you out of the tournament. So,
Win your bet.
well, the thing is, I don't mind going out sick because I want to win.
Good man. You're only here to win.
Let me just see what the chips say.
He's going to come over the top here, Jesse.
I tell you what, it takes a lot of
rash
guts.
move that I'm making.
But
40, 50,
Greekfish
60,
knows
70.
full well about these things. You cannot be scared to go out first, can you?
The Greekfish is fearless.
And he's got to be right if he makes this. He is a favourite right now in this pot, isn't he?
He is favourite.
90.
We can't just flat call. He's got to come over the top or pass.
How much is it to me, Mandy? Sorry? 26. 26 more?
Yeah.
Well, that's effectively all of it, isn't it?
He's trying to get a read.
What do I put you on, Dave? What do I put you on, Dave? I'm all in.
All in.
He says weakness. He's pushed it.
How much was the
What
raise?
a great move. I'll tell you what. I mean, that's hard.
I don't think Gregory can call this. I'd put this down.
Well, how can he? I think Gregory's got about 100,000 left. Oh, but the race about 60, isn't it? I don't even know if he's priced in here.
If you're on a draw, I must make you pay.
Andy's making him believe he's got the straight already.
Wow, it was going so well for Dave Gregory, and it's all gone wrong. What's happened?
Well, two hands, isn't it? What a play, though, from the fish.
Yeah, it was really great.
What's the rebase?
I think Gregory's he's been in shock for about 30 seconds, and now he says, how much is it, actually?
He's not in that bad a shape, though, Gregory, if he calls.
Oh, he's 3-1 against. He's getting over 2-1 on the pot, I'm sure.
Any 8, any 10, any ace.
64,000.
He's getting 2.5 to 1. It's interesting. You know, the way the Greekfish has played this, Bucky, if Greekfish had check-raised the flop, Gregory could have gotten all the money in first. The fact that Greekfish let out at this flop has allowed him to get the money in first. It means something, doesn't it?
Yeah, but also before the heat, the Greekfish already told Gregory he's going to take him out. So is Gregory now thinking, has he put a move on me?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I mean, if the Greekfish had something like ace-8 or something like that, Gregory would be in great shape.
Yeah, but the Greekfish likes this. The more Dave's thinking, the more he is likely to pass.
He had to lay it down. Gregory will just look at that as a bad start.
Can't let him draw me, you know.
And the Greekfish now, the chip leader. He won 50. He gave away 50. This game is on.
He's gone chip leader, the Greekfish.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? He's laid down king, queen, 10, jack, and then the 8-9. He's made a whole bundle of chips.
I've been playing poker now for around 12 years, and I turned professional 6 or 7 years ago. And I mainly play online, or if there's big cash games or a major tournament. And it's been going okay. I've been keeping my head above water, so as long as that's happening, I'm quite happy. I started getting involved in poker seriously when I was invited around my friend's house for cash games, and after going around there several times and losing quite heavily, I started enjoying the game and I wanted to learn a bit more about it. And as a result, I've obviously got online, and you can play so many hands online and learn to be a good player very fast, and that's where it's taken off from there. A general week for a professional player now is very, very stressful because we have these awful swings. You know, we may get up in the morning and decide to play online. And when you do that and it goes against you, you know, your facility of money's just there. You could literally lose any amount. What would make me a better player is to have a bit more luck. I just don't seem to have luck. I mean, some people are blessed with luck. I could do everything right and I just don't have luck. The moments that make you want to play is winning. It's the thrill of winning or making a big bluff and getting away with it. This is all about winning. The egos, the people with egos don't win. This is not another day in the office because today I've come to win. Anything less than a win, I will be devastated. All the way up here on the card, driving, listening to Mariah Carey on the radio, you know, just trying to calm myself down. I want to win. Second's no good for me today. I want to win. I can remember folding aces 3 times. You know what? Every time I folded, I've not hit the flop.
To me, is it?
It is.
So I had
Pass.
all good folds.
Raised to 8,000
You're
total.
different gravy today, you are.
Well, it's easy when you get aces all the time.
Is that what you got? Wow.
Fourth time today.
Damn, Trev.
Fourth time, mate.
Fourth time you've had aces.
Yeah.
Greekfish has them 3 times.
No,
You've had them 4 times.
no, I haven't had them 3 times. I'm lying.
No, you've had them 5 times then.
No.
You know, ace-queen, of course, a very strong hand, but if you run into the ace-king, you're a goner.
Certainly are.
I've got more respect than that, surely.
Well, I think you're considering it.
Tell you what, I think Trevor should just
You're the
keep
one person
quiet.
I don't want you doubling
Yeah, I
up.
think he's going to talk himself into the Greekfish making a bit of a move here.
Pass.
It's interesting. I mean,
Pass.
Greekfish has showed Big TR a lot of respect so
It's
far.
got nothing to do with me having position.
Now he's just calling it.
Pass.
Nothing.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you'll check.
If it's a bad flop.
I'm sure you'll check.
Big gamble, taking a flop off.
Only one queen left in the pack.
Those diamonds certainly
check.
good enough for
Check.
TR. This is check raise, isn't it?
I'm surprised.
Let's just have a look at this monster first.
You're trying to stop me from betting when you know you're behind some pack you're in. Are you going to call? Are you?
Absolutely.
Does that go then? Is that Marty? Does that go?
Just a bit of banter, you know.
Okay, I'll bet 10,000 then.
10,000.
And you better be careful here.
Call.
We do it again.
I might raise you next time. Check.
Wow, damn, what about if diamond comes in? What?
Is Reardon giving away his hand, I wonder?
You can't do that, that's completely thrown me. I don't know what to do now. No diamond plays Mandy. Oops.
Why? Is that
Oh
made
God,
your
that's
end?
got Greekfish involved as well.
Why,
He's
do
at
you
the
think
top
if I
pair,
had a race,
Jesse.
I wouldn't have raised you?
What are you checking? Out of turn?
That
You
check
checked.
out
I
turn.
haven't checked.
No,
He
he
checked.
didn't. No, he didn't.
Fucking ended
He
it.
didn't check. He didn't do no action whatsoever.
Oh, well,
Honestly.
someone said to me you
No,
checked.
Finn, I see
No.
some earlier on.
Well, if you
Honestly.
replay the thingy, someone said he checked out.
He
So
wants
he's
some
checked before the flop.
Some Nurofen, please.
No.
Right, okay.
That was before the card. Before
Okay,
the
sorry,
card
Trev,
went.
feel free to do what
It
you have
was
to
an
do.
actual
I've
comment
checked out
made
and
on
it
the
stands.
side.
If you want to bet.
You want some managing?
Nurofen, I've seen them somewhere. Thanks.
Well, this is huge news for Big TR
10,000.
because obviously he might have been playing to check raise here, but Greekfish checked out a turn. This has gone loopy.
Yeah, but the problem here is, Jesse, is
No,
Greekfish is calling with a
I'm not
hump.
listening, obviously, because I heard him say check.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You felt pissed off with yourself. You're talking so much, you never heard what went on.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely spot on.
I don't think Reardon did check, and Greekfish did mishear it. I
Did nothing wrong. He never said a word.
don't think he did.
I think he's going to bet here, Trevor, and he's going to call him Andy with the hump.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Greekfish. Reardon's wondering how deep he can go. He knows he's got the flush. This hand has just gone
He'll
pear-shaped.
go about 20 here, Jesse.
That's great news for me.
He'll go about 20,000. And he'll call him Greekfish.
Well, Trevor knows exactly what Greekfish has, doesn't he?
Of course he does.
Honestly,
Have you hit it?
I don't know. I think you're going to bet and find out, you know.
Will you call me?
It's a possibility.
Will it stand if I bet?
Who knows?
Can you just spread that pot for me?
There is
Don't wanna
59,000
bust out
in
early,
there.
do you? And I certainly don't.
Do you think Trevor may get greedy?
No, 20,000, I think, Jesse, around that mark.
If you had this hand, you would have been all in 10 minutes ago, mate. Cool.
25,000.
25, he got paid. I knew he'd get paid.
Adjustment. Nice with a flush.
And there as well. That's
What, mate?
what play? What play?
Looking at the leaderboard, Bedlam's breaking out, but Big TR, big in front. He's won 5 hands, of course, the big one. Making the flush against Greekfish, who has to tell himself here, Party, that he's still got more than he started with.
Let's find out who can take the pressure after the break. Welcome back to the partypoker.net World Open 3. Well, Heat 1 is underway and things are really hotting up, but only one can make it through to the semi-final. Let's get back to the game.
Valium, headache tablets, cold water. We need everything at this table.
Good luck, Trev. Live by the fire, burn by the fire.
Raised to 8,000 total.
Good hand in Birmingham, mate.
Pass.
Queen 10 suited.
Ain't damaged me, I still what I started.
It is considered a good hand in Birmingham.
Pass.
He's got that completely right. I've heard it said often. In Bridge North, it's considered the nuts.
I
Pass.
thought that was it, Rumit. I thought that was your bang.
My moment.
I thought
Call.
you were going to hit me.
And The Whirlwind's got some live cards here against the Reardon into the gun race.
Another monster.
Is a Kallakis in as well? Don't know if Achilles has got cards or not. This is head up. You know, Jimmy White seems like the calmest guy at the table right now.
Check.
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 Free card given. Jack or king is what the Whirlwind needs. Diamonds will help.
That's a good card for Jimmy.
Check.
Check.
He's going to get a call for
10,000.
sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Jimmy's playing this very careful, though.
Ace or queen or diamonds will be dangerous.
It would. I'm sure the Greekfish wouldn't mind seeing that. That's a good card for Jimmy.
Great card for Jimmy.
Because if he checks
Check.
here,
Check.
I thought Reardon would just check it here. He's bluffing it.
Jimmy's checked him here.
23,000.
Certainly has.
He's not just thinking of calling here, Jesse. He's thinking of coming over the top.
It's an odd bet by Reardon, isn't it? Because
Cool.
imagine a lot of guys would have just checked that and hoped the ace was good.
Yeah.
Reardon says, if you can call, you can beat, son. And that's what's happened.
Nice coins, good style.
Jimmy White has won just about every hand he's played. He's silently becoming the assassin here. I think he's gone chip leader.
Yeah, he has. I've never seen Big TR make so many moves, have you?
No. It was an odd bet on the river, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can only get called if you beat, can't you?
I think everyone's letting their emotions run wild.
Yeah.
And the Lord giveth and taketh away. From Takeaway Dave Gregory to Greekfish to Trevor Reardon, ending up in the hands of Jimmy White. How about that for a money circle?
Really win the race.
Usually Jimmy starts with the money. This time he's finishing with it.
There's Rumit and Kallakis on the ends. Haven't said a word.
Exactly. You know, you always talk about wanting to lock the doors. Who at this poker table wants to lock the doors the most and make it a cash game? I wonder. I'm starting to think Jimmy White might end up with all the money.
Hasn't this heat livened up?
Yeah. Limping from Kallakis with the king queen.
All in.
Raised all in.
Well, it sounds like a huge bet. In effect,
Pass.
it's only 33,000.
Pass.
And
But Kallakis is low stacked as well. He could call this, Jesse.
yeah, he could.
I think he will call this.
What was it? 29.
He hates calling for all his money, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he still has some chips left. It's not all his money, but I think he might call this.
21.
He certainly will if he don't put him on ace queen or ace king.
31,000 more.
He might put him on a low pair. If he puts him on a low pair, he calls it.
Rumit is not exactly the picture of confidence there, is he?
Nice to see the two quiet men getting involved in the pot.
His nickname, of course, is Ice Cube. He could use a few. Or, excuse me, it's just the cube. They call that after the Rubik's Cube. Perhaps it's the shape of his head.
He wants to call this Kallakis, but will he call it?
All right.
He will.
You played with him quite a bit. You know his game pretty well.
I know his game, yeah.
You do. It is was a pretty long call, but I don't know who's happier about this: Kallakis to find out his cards are live, or Somaiya to find out he's a 60% favorite. One or the other.
Not much in it.
There ain't.
This would be a big scout for the table if Somaiya went out.
Yeah, it would be a big pot for either player, though. It is Rumit all in. This comes down to who's running good, doesn't it?
It does.
Queen.
Oh dear.
That's all
Oh, yeah,
Kallakis.
Yeah, but any ace, any king.
Yeah, it's true. Ace or king, the magic cards. Not over yet. It's not looking good. It's not looking very good now at all for Rumit. He couldn't really put any more pressure on Kallakis than he did.
No, still an ace or a king.
Nothing.
Queens up, Somaiya's rough run on the televised tables. Continuing, just 20 harsh hands for Rumit, and the cube.
Good game, fellas.
Doubled out. He's a good guy, but just can't seem to catch the breaks. Bad hand again. Somaiya made the big raise, but Kallakis with the long call from because, and it worked out. 2 pairs queens up. That did the damage.
Nothing much you can do. Nothing much you can do when the poker gods are against you, I suppose. I got into trouble early on. I had pocket tens. David had a weak ace, and that got me into a lot of trouble. I lost half my stack in that pot, and then, of course, because I was low in chips, people were kind of pushing me around a little bit. So I finally made a stand. I had the best hand. I had ace jack against king queen, and unfortunately got outdrawn. So there's not much you can do about that. I went in with the best of it, and now I'm sitting here doing the interview.
Of course, what everybody's waiting to see as this 2,000 and 4,000 level begins is how will Andy Greekfish react to what's befell him? Clearly, he's trying to keep himself under wraps, but will he steam up? So hard sometimes to keep yourself under control. That's probably the toughest thing in poker. And the man that Greekfish has been after, Dave Gregory, on his left here, blind on blind. Gregory has raised 2 pots in a row, blind on blind. This time he checks. We'll see a flop. Just 8,000 in the pot right now, but that could change in a hurry. Wow, big flop for the Greekfish. Bottom pair flush draw.
Check.
That won't hurt him.
I think you bet here.
$7,000.
Gregory played this hand on eggshells, and Greekfish has got the money.
He still looks like he's got the hump a bit, doesn't he, Greekfish?
Oh, yeah, he
No, he looks like he's absolutely steaming.
A lot of personal grudges on this table so far, but the chip man, Trevor Reardon, won 7 pots, 163,000. Look at this Greekfish, the short stack.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful now. Jimmy White's doing well in there, isn't he?
Greekfish, of course, announced coming in here that his mission was to take out Dave Gregory, but right now he just has to worry about survival. And he's in a spot right now where if he plays a pot and loses it, he might be down to all-in poker. Oh, wow.
All right.
Raise. 6 is the raise.
Total of 10.
Cool.
And Queen 10, right up Achilleas' streets. They both hit.
$12,000.
This is tough for Kallakis, isn't it?
It is tough as well.
I mean,
Cool.
I know Gregory was the raiser, but as tricky as Dave Gregory plays, Kallakis might be thinking, well, he might have trap checked if he had the ace. A lot of things go through your head. And that'll give Kallakis some extra outs. 10 jack or queen now to make a better hand.
18,000.
What options is he
I
considering?
don't think you can call this, Jesse, to be honest.
It's pretty much a question of does he have it or does he not have it. You do seem to know Achilles what he's going to do before he does it.
I think he'll fold here.
Good fold if he does.
He's not the type to waste chips.
very hard for Gregory to be bluffing in this spot?
I think so.
He's done the right thing as Achilles. That's why he is who he is. And Gregory takes the pot. That's certainly righted Dave Gregory's ship. He's won about 2 out of the last 3 hands. Up into 3rd. And Jimmy White in 2nd. Rarely has he put a foot wrong in this game. He's on the button now and giving these players some fits.
I think it's difficult for the pros because, like, Jimmy can be unpredictable.
12,000 to play.
The ladies there. And
8,000
a solid play from Reardon. Greekfish. Chance to lose his mustard. No. Well, between the top 2, look at they've got over half the chips.
Built-in shirt, I can't take it off.
But with the blind still 2 and 4, no real worries.
Don't usually this hot.
Pass.
Oh, please, can I have your big
Who's going to crack first?
Pass.
I'm going to throw you completely. I'm going to call with no look.
Oh, no look.
No look.
Cool. Any raise?
Greekfish is going to be happy when he does see him.
Oh, look, you're going to raise. Oh,
Gregory will raise him
I'm
now,
surprised if you do.
knowing that he hasn't looked.
Well, I've got a raise.
Go on,
Yeah.
then.
There's not a lot of limp in it, is there?
Well, Greekfish just going to go all in, isn't he?
We raise with any 2 anyway.
No,
When he
8,000
looks,
to raise.
Well, you mean you got a hand? I must have an hand this time. My God, monster.
he's going to go all in here, Jesse.
How much the raise?
8,000.
Oh, John never looked.
I believe you when you tell me.
If he goes all in, it's hard for Gregory to call.
Yeah. I think, is he trying to figure out if he's got too many chips for an all-in raise here?
Well, you say that. I mean, if he flat calls, where is he? You know, with a pair of 5s. When the flop comes, unless he connects with a 5, that's why I think he will come over the top. I don't feel he can just flat call. He knows that as well. He's thinking that.
Tell you what, though, the longer he does think about it, the weaker it looks.
If he moves all in, takeaway's got to pass.
Looking for a tell.
I've just got one, I'm all in.
You're
All in.
Oh, cool.
Oh shit,
Cool.
there's wrong tell,
Come on.
obviously.
Yeah.
Wow!
Come
Well
on.
done,
Gregory
Dave.
not scared to
Okay.
gamble. It's a straight
You'll be
race,
That's
perhaps.
all right. Let's go.
Perhaps that was exactly what it was going to come down
It's
to.
like about him and Queen Jack.
Who's
Queen
going to
10
win?
and Queen Jack, that's special.
Oh, you said it would come down to
First
this,
card,
Jesse,
Jack.
didn't you?
I don't know. These two guys both have stubborn streaks in
Favourite
them.
hand, innit? I said it in the interview. Queen 10, Queen Jack, you're all in.
Greekfish stuck the chips
What's
in
the odds
first.
on
You'd
this,
rather
mate?
have the 2 5s,
There you go.
but not now, you wouldn't.
No diamond either.
Running diamonds could save him.
Can't make a flush, no diamond.
And both share it.
This is one of those hands that
Split pot.
it has to do
No
with what
split
came
pot.
before.
If it's a if it comes a flush, of course it's split.
That's all set, ain't going to come diamond. I'm cursed in these events. My best hand today was an ace queen, now a pair of 5s. 3 tournaments, pair of 5s, my best hand.
Wow. It was, that blind on blind situation was very volatile. And Andy Greekfish now down to 2 cards in the deck. He certainly made the most of it. But
Who's going
Good
after?
luck.
I told you don't go after me too often.
Why, you put it in with the worst again?
That's
Not
all
nothing different, is it?
That's all right.
well, Andy
Luck,
Greekfish, he
Jimmy.
declared he was going to knock takeaway
Yeah.
Dave Gregory out. It went the other way. And that hand, a straight race. Gregory's happy to take the gamble, he said, and hit 2 pair on the flop. Good enough. Queens and jacks.
Just now got all my money in again with a pair of 5s versus Queen Jack. It's the usual coin flip, but the guy's called off all his money again for 12,000 in the pot. And he's obviously hit the flop straight away, which, you know, normal occurrence again. Some people win in love, some people win in gambling. Good luck to them.
This is the partypoker.net World Open 3. Last time Jimmy White won his place in Heat 1, now he's giving the pros a run for their money. Back to our commentators Jessie May and Anthony Hardy.
Greekfish on the sidelines, leaving this game four-handed, and this lineup's no bargain. Four-handed play, familiar territory to all involved as well. Hold it around on the button here.
Cool.
The Don, this is trappy.
Cool. Anyways. 15, so it's...
Always moved all in, Kallakis. Jimmy's passed.
I just get the feeling that Trevor hasn't played much with Kallakis. This is the kind of thing that Kallakis is known for, isn't it?
Yeah. Plays a low stack very well.
And Trevor just hung himself here. He can't call, can he?
Well,
ask how much it is, perhaps.
Count.
He's going to count.
What's a count? 50 for
Why did I raise, Trevor's thinking?
He may call because last time Kallakis made this move, he had King Queen, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
If Trevor thinks he's got King Queen, I'm sure he'll call.
Trevor wants to know how much it'll cost him.
Achilleas wants to call, really, because he's got him dominated.
Yeah.
81. More.
81.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he'll call this.
That's a lot.
Can't be 81.
Sorry, 61.
61.
Well, that's a bit of a different story.
The first day.
He might be priced in here, Jesse. There's 103,000 in this pot.
This type of filming, anyway.
Come on. He can't call this.
She's doing great.
Maybe he feels lucky.
If he's probably thinking, if I call it and win, I'm taking another player out. He wouldn't normally call this, Trevor. I don't know what he's thinking.
I guess as you said, he thinks Kallakis is capable of doing this with a hand that Ace-4 is in good shape against. There's not very many hands that Ace-4 is in good shape against, but King, Queen, and King, Jack, I guess, are the ones you have to think about.
Yeah, very small pairs.
Needed a little double up there. I needed a little double up.
Yeah, but you'll be happy. You're back with your starting stack. That's the main thing, Achilleas.
It's the smirk. It's the smirk that does me. He's a very trappy player, is the Don, and Kallakis back up to 100,000 plus for the first time tonight.
Well played. If you had a hand, you were ahead of me.
He dare do something like that.
I'm not that sort of player. Dave will attest to that.
I was ahead of Jack.
He wouldn't have dared do something like that.
I was ahead of Jack.
Maybe not in a
What's your
tournament,
Achilles?
maybe a cash game.
Hey? It's not dinner time yet.
Huh?
It's not dinner time yet.
4,000 to call for Achilles. Button play. This game, all of a sudden, feeling a little short-handed. It's only 4 here at the table.
Cool.
And wow, Reardon's picked up queens a couple times. Gregory has been known to get ballsy from this position.
Okay.
But he slips the noose. Tell you what, there's more sandbags in this one table than the whole of the Boar army.
Gregory might try and steal this, Jesse.
12.
12,000.
Now, how dangerous is this right now for TR?
Well, Trevor's definitely going to call. It's whether he comes over the top.
Is there any indication that he would have that Gregory doesn't have a king? I wonder.
Well, he obviously doesn't think he's got a king because he wouldn't be calling if he thought he had a king.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter now, does it?
Could see 2 checks here, Jesse.
Okay.
Check.
Gregory in the...
Yeah, big TR should check this, Jesse.
uncomfortable position of drawing dead, but that was the worst card that Trevor could have seen.
Check.
And can Gregory win this with a bluff, is the question. 32,000 in there.
Check.
At least does not think so.
No, I don't play the ball.
That's exactly what TR wanted
Play
to
the
hear.
board. King eye board.
Well, you saw me, you're cool if I bet, isn't it? Tough score.
Oh, definitely cool.
Yeah, you're cool, but it's still hard call, isn't it?
Oh, definitely cool.
9 ace.
Well, I don't put you on the ace because I think your ace pre-flop. You might have the 9, but I'm definitely calling.
I'll get queens, eh? Just limped in, eh?
Yeah, well.
Yeah. What's your name?
Is this mine?
What's your name? Trevor Reardon, right, I've got to remember that.
I think Dave's picking on the wrong fella there. He's a bit of a big one, isn't he?
Yes. And he's trying to wind up Trevor. But the fact is that Dave would have done the exact same thing with the queens, wouldn't he have? Just cagey.
Didn't you?
I did. If I'm honest, which I'm not, I did.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
He's a nice guy, Big TR. He's a gentle giant.
Well, Jimmy White has limped in with the ace-10, and Reardon stuck a raise in here with the ace-queen.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
This
just want to know how you're playing, that's all.
Is looking bad right now for Jimmy White. It's a very inviting raise that TR has made here. 10,000 more.
Just cool. What is it more to me?
Jimmy's played a lot of hands well tonight, but here an opportunity for him to really slip up.
Yeah, if an ace comes on the flop here, he's going to be in trouble, I fear, Jimmy.
Uh-oh.
Check.
It's just a swan song.
Trevor's going to bet, and I think Jimmy's going to come over the top.
Doesn't really seem like there's any way he can escape.
Especially having the ace of spades. All in. He's gone all in, Jesse.
Yes. And Trevor might
have a count.
Well, he might dwell on this for a little while, but there's no way he's laying it down, is there?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't lay it down, but I don't know what Trevor's thinking.
It's a big raise.
It is a big raise. This is what I'm saying. It's a big re-raise into a small pot. He'll weigh up what he's already invested in the pot, Jesse, and then take it from there.
He has laid down some hands already. And this now being asked a question for all his chips.
He's more or less putting his tournament on the line calling this bet.
You know, the fact that you see that ace of spades.
124.
Just wondering, I mean, if White did have something like ace bit of spades, he'd be in pretty good shape against the ace queen, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Trevor's just counting out his chips, Jesse. This is virtually all his chips to call this.
How much? 124.
124 more.
He's not going to be left with a lot.
Seminal moment for Trevor Reardon. How does he feel about it? Obviously, if he knew what Jimmy White had, he just lunged the chips in. What kind of hands is he putting Jimmy on right now?
I don't think so much that. I think he's weighing up what he's got left if he calls. And what's he got?
I think I've got exactly the same.
They are exactly the same. There we are.
Oh my!
That's amazing.
Well, this is pretty much just a question for the tournament now. Reardon, he calls and wins. He can feel like he's got it locked up. He calls and loses. He's out. And what if he folds?
I don't think he calls, Jesse.
Oh, dear.
I'd like a bet that he doesn't call.
Jimmy's gone very silent. Does Jimmy know he's behind?
He could be thinking he's hit ace 8, ace 7, Jimmy.
Jimmy could also have something like 9-10 of spades or something, and he'd basically be favored as well, wouldn't he? With a big,
he would, yeah, with a big
kind
draw
of big
in hand.
flush draw. It's a dangerous board, actually, isn't it?
Trevor's going to put this down.
Cool.
He's called it! That's unbelievable.
That's a great call by TR.
Yeah, but it's not all over yet.
No, there's 2 cards to come.
You know what Jimmy's like? He can hit the 10.
That is exactly what Trevor wanted to see. He thought about it.
He can come run around spades.
10 is the key card for white. Spades would help as well. Right now, though, Reardon looking to be a big chip leader in this heat.
I think so.
Well, Jimmy could be a big chip leader.
There ain't no water in that well.
2 spades again.
And now, a 9 for a straight.
Oh, it's giving Jimmy more outs.
A 9 or a 10. He hit a card last week to stay in it against Sam Torrance. Can he do the same? Dealer
Is
hit
it
him!
a 10, Jesse?
Oh, my!
It's unbelievable.
Oh, Trevor Reardon. That was unlucky.
I need some spray.
And, well, you got to feel for Big TR here. He showed a lot of guts to make that call. And the deck just not his friend. Reardon hit with the stun gun, and they're going to have to carry him away on a cart. Look at that again. He called with the best of it. Kicker queen played, but not on the river. 2 pair beaten 1 in the countdown showing. Big TR out.
If Jimmy keeps hitting cards like that on the river, he'll probably want to win it.
Did you feel that 10 in the deck? You said it's not over.
Unbelievable. The people's champion being a massive chip leader.
I'll tell you what, this harkens back to the second Poker Million. Jimmy White, unstoppable, and he's really reaching back and just pulling everything out. He's hit a couple cards, and everything else he's just played well.
What a dealer.
Jim, he asked who's a small stack.
I mean, they say, Jesse, he's the unluckiest man never to be world champion at snooker. Well, you know, he's certainly saved up some of his luck for the poker table, that's for sure.
Yeah. I know.
Very upset.
Okay.
And I just wonder, how did Gregory and Kallakis feel about this? On the one hand, obviously, you hate to see a guy with a huge stack, but they probably feel like Jimmy is a guy you can play against.
I think the reverse, Jesse, as I said earlier, he's so unpredictable. It's knowing how he plays. He doesn't play like a pro. He can mix it up.
Kallakis has limped in here with the bullets, and option on Jimmy White, who's still stacking.
What
Nice
do you
beat
want to do?
he gave
Oh,
Trevor.
she's checked already. She's waiting for the camera. She's waiting for the camera.
Achilles says, take all the time you need.
That's the thing he does. Look at...
Check.
I get the feeling Achilles is going to be waiting, willing to wait a long time here to let Jimmy catch up. And amazingly, Dave Gregory folded a 4, didn't he?
10,000.
Oh, poor Achilles couldn't get action there.
I've passed on my button. I passed 3-4. 3-4. Unbelievable.
Do you think I can still get on with party poker? Jimmy White to win the outright tournament.
Watch that hand on TV.
Yeah, what is that? Go on.
Looking at the pie, Jimmy White over half the chips in play. And right now, it just looks like which between Gregory and Kallakis is going to take him on. Of course,
Don't tell me
a lot of play left in this. I mean, we're still in the second level.
Cool, you'd have got the lot.
Lost 3 players, and the blinds are still 2 and 4,000.
Cool. Anyways.
Achilles Kallakis on the short stack, but 100,000, 25 big blinds right
8,000
now.
rise.
Did you? Oh, what did you have, by the way, when there was the Ace Queen 8? When I folded in the Ace Queen 9.
What did you have?
Queen.
I had
the Queen.
Ace King.
I had Ace King.
I had Ace King.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I swear to you.
Because I was seriously thinking of...
Oh yeah, I know you was thinking of moving. You was going to get called. You would have got called quicker than your chips ready. Yeah. Ask Bob. He's watching it. I swear to you. Yeah, Ace King, mate. And the King of Diamonds as well.
Yes, because there was...
Diamonds there as well, yeah.
That's right, yeah. I wouldn't have stood up on any of them.
My chips would have beat yours chips into the pot.
Well, those two having a talk, but the guy they better talk about is Jimmy White because they're going to have to figure out how to take the chips from each other, fine. But who's going to get them from Jimmy White is what I want to know.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's sitting there thinking, we'll let them have a mother's meeting while I smother up all the chips.
Exactly. And the raise from the button. King Jack suited by the Whirlwind. Achilles has got the ace.
You're always thinking, what's the chances of that person having the ace? Because you only bet 6 on the first bet. Do you know what I did?
Nice flop for the Don.
Check.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
There's one thing we've noticed is Jimmy's instincts have been very good to get away from hands, but he might be forced to pay this out. If it comes a king, he's going to be in trouble.
If it comes a jack, he won't.
There's 3 clubs on board as well. Kallakis loves his hand. 2 pair in the nut flush draw. Doesn't get much better than that.
I think he's going to get cold here, Kallakis, if he bets.
20.
20,000.
I think Jimmy calls this, Jesse. Second pair.
Yeah, the king kicker makes it look
So
a
you
little
only
better
raise
than it
6
is,
with the ace
perhaps.
king.
Be a good pass if he could put this down. I don't think he can.
You only raise 6, you only bet 6.
I tend to agree with you. That's a greedy size bet by Kallakis. Wow.
That's a great pass.
He would have got called for 10,000 for sure. 15 maybe.
Yeah, you're right. He pushed the boat out a little bit too much, didn't he?
No, it was.
He did. That was the extra
16.
helping at dinner that Kallakis was trying to go
it
for.
was 2 of them or 3 of them. It was meant to be 26. I think it is a 10s. I was really underbet. I think it must have said, I'll let you come in here cheap, like. That's
Price
what
is
happened.
Jimmy White.
I misbet the card like with the chips.
He has done everything he's had to do. We're near the end of the second level. Gregory, who's played aggressive from the button. What we will do with
12.
12 total.
8,000 on the Whirlwind. His hand over before it started. And this is where it starts to go very quickly. I mean, 3-handed right now, Anthony. The blinds are going to, the hands are going to go around. We're going to be cycling through the levels. We're at 3 and 6,000 right now. But there's no reason that this game couldn't go to 7 and 15 in short order without seeing any action.
No, the way the 3 stand at the moment, I mean, if Achilles has a double through with Jimmy, you know, all of a sudden he becomes chip leader.
And everybody's got plenty of play. Yeah,
Yes. Come on. Anyways.
Okay. Nice ace there for Jimmy White.
No raise.
Gregory says flip him. No hand. Oh, it's actually it's the last hand of the 2 and 4,000 level.
2. Check. Check.
Ace good right now. Dave Gregory's not the kind of guy to check
20.
twice.
20.
Fancy if Jimmy had checked that. Gregory might have had a pop, huh?
Plus.
I think so. The thing is with Jimmy at the moment, Jesse, is he's got the adrenaline going through his body where he's done that outdraw. And he's betting most hands.
He's won 10 pots. Gregory's won more, but ooh, it's looking very tight between them at this table. Right now, both Gregory and Achilleas they're of the mindset that if they wait around for a hand, they can trap Jimmy White.
Yeah, I think they feel Jimmy is the weakest link. I'm not so sure that he is.
Pass.
No, but I mean, they just keep thinking what happened to
Call.
Trevor Reardon. They're like, well,
No
I got a
raise.
big hand, I can get all Jimmy's money in. But can they? He's been great at avoiding danger, actually, Jimmy's. Passing. Made some great passes. This is a huge flop for Achilles.
Check.
Top
Check.
pair up and down straight draw. Ace or 6?
Ace will be terrible for Jimmy. That's a good card.
Well, that's an action card. It's a flush draw now for Achilles, but Jimmy's made top pair.
Jimmy's got a raise here, Jesse.
10,000.
So dangerous here, the flat call.
Raised, 20,000 more, 30 total.
I think Achilles might go all in.
No, I don't think he can here.
4.
He's got a lot of outs though, doesn't he?
Yeah, just flat call and just see what comes.
An ace, a 6, a 5, or a spade. It's about half the deck.
An ace would be terrible for Jimmy.
Big river card. It's a safe one.
Check, check, and play hands, gentlemen.
Same.
5s.
Thanks.
That pot could have been much bigger. Achilles has done well not to get all the chips in.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
both played well there. They both risked the minimum amount of chips. Achilles done well there.
Versatile flop. Couldn't do anything with it.
Couldn't.
He's not hitting cards at the moment, so it'd be silly to re-raise and put his tournament on the line.
Right, sure. And with that, Jimmy White, 334,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's top pairing up and down straight on the flop.
I wanted a 4 for a straight.
It's interesting. It's like one of those sands of time here.
Oh, I'm sick,
Both
sorry.
Gregory and Achilles are thinking, well, if I can get head up here with Jimmy White, I can play myself out of it. The problem is, by the time one of them gets head up with Jimmy White, White might have 500 and something thousand. I mean,
all in.
All in.
Bollock deep.
And that is a massive raise.
Bollock deep, I said. Excuse me.
He's tired, isn't he, Jimmy? Have a look. He looks as though he's gone 10 rounds with Tyson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pass.
He does.
Does Gregory want to take Kallakis out?
People loves those hands.
I think he'll give him a little grin here and pass.
How much is it roughly, Mr.
10, 20,
Achilles.
30, 40, 50, 60, 72.
He'll let him live to fight another day. Watch this.
66
It's a huge raise.
66 more.
He'll make him sweat a little bit.
Yeah. Greekfish said that was my favourite hand.
Pass.
It was a bit of a steam raise there from Achilles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Sometimes you think to yourself, geez, you know, I've got a pair, I've got an up and down straight draw, and I've got a flush draw. If you can't hit that, what are you doing here? I mean, it's very, very tough to miss that and win a tournament. This is the kind of hand White has been playing aggressively.
Call.
And now just a call. $3,000 on
Cool.
takeaway.
Call.
All in.
Raised, all in.
Just about the same hand.
He's gone all in, Achilles.
You're lucky it's not blind.
We've been here something.
You're lucky it's not blind.
You might get caught.
No, I think they both mucked this, Jesse.
Pass.
I've read
What a
this
nice
book
hand.
somewhere before. Ooh.
Gambling hand.
The 10-jack suited actually fares pretty well against the ace rag. But Achilles has convinced them that he is not scared to gamble.
sunshines.
Right. It's getting dark out there now. It's 25 to 9.
Sun's about to go in.
Yeah.
She said
Am I
Achilles,
six?
he plays very good out of the corner, doesn't he, with the short stack? I mean, he was down to 70,000. He's up to 90 in 2 hands.
Oh yeah, he's still in there. He plays a low stack really well.
He's had a lot of practice.
Pass.
He's going again.
Go on,
All
take
in.
advantage.
All in.
You know what? I'm only playing 10.
Too many.
Okay, 12.
Big
Well
Rick.
played.
Pass.
Well played, Achilles.
Yeah. He's sort of thrown off his shackles and is liberated now. He's won 10 hands, and I think
This is what the short
Turn the
stacks
heat up,
guys
Marty.
got
4
to
of them
do.
have been the last 4 of them.
Some radiators on or something. Why is his chair here, Marty? What?
Because there was a fella in there who
Yeah, but he was taking them away earlier.
you sorted him out nice and sweetly.
At 10, he'll have nightmares about that 10.
Hey?
I could put him off poker for life.
Yeah, what can you do?
He was a Jimmy White snooker fan until then.
10 mile sign on the motorway, that'd be happy, wouldn't it? So. 3 more to me.
If you want.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
He's right, you know. A big hand here for takeaway.
I'll raise.
Raise.
12 more.
12,000 more.
Cool.
Cool.
And I mean, I guess Jimmy's got enough chips here that he can take a little gander and try and make something happen.
A low flop would be interesting, Jesse, wouldn't it? An ace deuce 5. Oh, everyone will be involved.
Not sure if it'd be interesting or just plain old bloody.
We can get away from this, Jimmy. Now. Takeaway will bet
Check.
this.
24.
24,000.
At this point, Gregory's done everything but turn the ace over. This heat's pretty far from over, Bookie. I mean, all right, Jimmy White does have half the chips, but with the blinds still 3 and 6,000, we've got a battle on our hands here.
Yeah, I've seen Jimmy look more cooler in the World Snooker Final than he looks tonight.
100 degrees. If they could open the door.
I think 100 degrees has just been mentioned down there. They must feel like rotisserie chickens, these guys, under the lights.
Pass.
How many more hands, Marty, at this level?
Sure we can breathe again.
Cool.
Marty,
No raise.
how many more hands at this level, please? 6, okay.
6 quick ones.
7 that was.
So
That's
a
7.
in a shower room anyway.
Maybe even 8.
There's actually 8, yeah, there's 8.
And that's really all Achilleas Kallakis here.
12,000.
Queen of spade draw.
Well, he's not going to fold this, is he?
He ain't going to help you.
No. No one's helping me today.
He's folded it, Jesse.
Pass.
It does seem like Gregory is in there trying to win the extra pots, isn't he? Just going a little bit the extra mile. He's always busy, this guy.
With divine intervention, with his cross, with his crucifix.
Yeah, but he was lucky not to be out first. Wasn't he? Didn't he have a little run in right at the beginning?
I can't remember.
Dave is being very friendly with Achilles in the verbal, and then he's robbing him blind. Shake your
12.
hand, steal your watch.
Raise to 12,000 total.
Nice little hand there.
Pass. Pass.
It's interesting. Sometimes just a minimum raise will do it, won't it?
Yeah, but in a minute, Jimmy's going to get fed up with this, Jesse, and he'll make a stand.
You would know what hand he had. You know that hand where I put down, where he went all in, where I re-raised him and he went all in. He said, you would know
Jimmy
what
moving
hand
it up
he
a gear.
had.
It's Gregory who stepped it up, and you know, Jimmy just sort of realized his impatience, or Gregory has sensed it, that Jimmy's kind of waiting for this level to end, and he's taking advantage, isn't it?
He is, yeah.
What price can I get that Gregory's going to win the next 6 pots on the trot?
10-8. I had a 10. So, I mean, I was looking at the flop and I
3
thought,
and 6, please.
he can't have. I mean, he must have flopped a set. That's what I put him on. So.
Gregory's talking about that pot where Big TR bluffed him.
I was almost thought Achilles was going to fold these. It's a huge hand, isn't it?
You won't fold this.
All in.
Raised, all in. Pass.
I didn't like the way you took so long to do that. You normally do it very, you know.
So actually I thought it was you to speak, but...
Did you?
I was all caught up in the conversation.
Like the first card, Mr. Kallakis.
Gregory's going to show him the king.
Pass.
I'll pass. King 10, I would have called you.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. That famous King 10.
Yeah.
Still think about that.
Do you?
Over there.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, 3-6, please.
Yeah. Gregory reminding Achilles of their history. The last time they met around this table, I think it was around this same tournament last year. Gregory made a long call against Kallakis with the King 10. And
Pass.
Achilles says he hasn't forgotten about it.
Call, no raise.
So I've normally forgotten the hand by the time of the interview. And they said, how did you feel when you lost, you know, with the, whatever it was, King 10? I just can't even recall what actually
Big flop for Dave. 2 pairs.
13,000 plus.
Sort of half a dozen of one, 10 of another, isn't it? Sometimes you want to fast play it, sometimes you slow play it. It's just how you feeling. Or
Yeah, I think I would have checked with that, would you?
looking at the leaderboard, the hands are just racking up right now. But Gregory, perhaps all of a sudden the most aggressive.
Yeah, Gregory's certainly nicking some blinds. I think Jimmy, as I said earlier, is going to make a stand with him soon, though.
I mean, Jimmy White had run himself up to about 330,000, and he's lost about 30,000 off that stack without really losing a pot. It's just been blinds going round.
15,000.
And look at this, raise from Gregory, re-raise all in from Kallakis with the better ace.
Yeah, he's got Gregory dominated here.
Stop the rain for a minute, isn't it?
How much is it?
He's going to call this Gregory, Jesse.
Well, the question is how much more?
No, he's going to call it. He's made his mind up.
Another 12 in here. Okay. Just pop me that. And 2.
That's 12.
Okay.
Yeah, Gregory had made it 18. It's going to be about 70,000 or so. It's about half of Gregory's stack, I guess.
But Gregory's thinking he can take him out and get heads up with Jimmy.
It's a big decision here. Gregory very
78.
interested in the way Kallakis is putting the chips in.
Have one of them August.
Dave first.
Is that to stop me from calling or to call?
So up you think?
Sorry, what was it?
78, I think.
78,000 more.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that he's going to call now, to be honest. The longer he takes to think about it, the less likely he is to call.
I mean, obviously, he's thinking anything but a bigger ace or a big pair.
I think if it was the Greekfish, he'd call straight like a shot, but I'm not so sure now. I think he's going to work out how much it's going to cost him, what he's got left.
Well, if he just folds here, he'll still have about 195,000 or so, which is a good tank. It's average chips. Calls and wins, obviously, he'd be chip a leader. Calls and loses, he'll have about 100,000 left. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he thinks he's got him dominated with. I think Dave thinks he's got Kallakis dominated with the ace.
I just feel I'm winning this coup, Mr. Achilles. Don't give me that grin.
You know, the longer Gregory
Just feel
takes,
I'm winning this coup.
Kallakis is probably funking for a fold here. You might think Gregory's got like ace-9, ace-10 or something. I
You
mean,
could be chip leader after this.
I could be.
You got me to beat them.
ace-8's not that big a hand, is it?
That's the hard part.
No, Achilles has just said to Gregory, you could be
Jimmy's
chip
luck is
leader
running
after this.
out.
That probably means Gregory's less
Pros are
likely to
watching
call.
Jimmy's luck is
Probably
running out.
thinks
Your
he's got
luck's
ace, king,
running
I
out.
don't think
three.
they even come into the equation, do they?
Nah, not
It's just the
interested.
respect for this man.
Not interested in any of them.
I think he's going to lay this down, Jesse.
I think he has
Just
to
feel
as
I'm
well.
winning, yeah.
200,000, which he'll have if he folds, is too good a stack, isn't it? He'll get a better opportunity.
Bring
won't
that
he?
out, please, man.
Even if he's winning here, he'll have a better opportunity, won't he?
1, 2, 3, 4,
What can he be winning with though, Jesse?
Yeah. Well,
30 odd
King,
grand.
queen, I guess, is the only thing.
Yeah,
he could
that's
be.
the only
30
thing.
odd grand. 15.
He
He hasn't invested that much in the pot.
I'm going to show you respect this one time. I'm going to show you respect this one time.
You'll show him the ace.
Go on, turn over an ace. Lovely. That's all I wanted to see.
Okay, happy now?
Yeah.
I think perhaps it was
We'll
all
wait
a
till it comes out on the
ploy
TV, see what that wants.
to look at the hand. Oh, that level, a bit eventful, although Jimmy White with the recovery there, Anthony, is to remain the chip leader.
Yeah, he's playing very well, Jimmy, isn't he? Very solid.
That might not be enough. Has Jimmy tightened up?
Cool. All in.
Raise on it.
Yeah.
I think the only bets Kallakis has made, really, the last level or two have been the all-in ones. He's a real feast-or-famine player. That's the daddy's gonna stop the car look that Gregory gives Kallakis, but he very rarely does. And if Kallakis is going to keep up this all-in maneuver to try and steal Gregory's chips, it's going to be a tough fight back. But that's what Kallakis likes. Give him a short stack and he's happy.
$20.
It's a nice.
It's 10, 20,000 total.
All in.
Oh, Kallakis has slipped up here.
He's going to get a call here.
Well, he's got live cards, but there's no way Jimmy White's laying down the ace-queen, is
No,
there?
but one of his jacks is dead because Gregory passed a jack. This is a no-brainer, Jesse.
95.
Sorry?
95 more.
Cool.
Well, he had to think about it, but there ain't no way Jimmy White is throwing away the ace-queen. And Kallakis on his last legs right now. Although he's gotten lucky before in this spot.
Let's have a look.
Cards over, please.
Kojak against the big lady.
That is a luck machine. Ace queen.
White has kind of been on fire. He has not missed one of these tonight. But it's all about the 5 cards to come. The people's champion. Is the Whirlwind in? He'd love the ace. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but it's also giving him the nut flush. It's giving Jimmy the nut flush. Kallakis the top pair.
Has to be a spade now or an ace. Whirlwind, the rivers have been kind to him. Can he hit this early on the turn? Treacherous.
Any ace, any spade.
Two of hearts.
River is the ace again! It's rivered him again. It's incredible. What a heat.
Jimmy White.
Cheers.
He has lived on the river, and he got it there. The ace-queen looking nice before the flop, but Kallakis stormed to the lead. It got down to the river. It was the killer, the bullet, and the Whirlwind in the head-up stage.
I guess it's better to be rivered at the end when your opponent went in with the better hand anyway. So justice was served at the end of the hand, I guess. But it's still upsetting.
Welcome back to the partypoker.net World Open 3. Will the Whirlwind take away Dave Gregory? Let's find out as we go back over to the table.
He's come this far. He only has a little farther to go. 445,000. Dave Gregory in 155 standing in his way. What should Gregory's plan be right now?
Well, Gregory wants to see as many flops as he can because I think he can outplay Jimmy. Jimmy will be trying to get it all in before the flop.
Well, if it comes at ace, Another chance, perhaps, for the trap check raise. Vavoom.
Oh.
All in.
Oh, he should have checked this, Jesse. Yeah, adrenaline's just got hold of him, you know, and it's.
Oh, wow. That was it, wasn't it?
That was it. That was the same scenario as before. If he
Oh,
checks it, Dave takes off with the pair. Dave's got a bit of the board.
I think he's clocked onto it, too. White would love to find a race right now, because it's pretty much a free shot.
It certainly is, yeah.
How strong would this be? They were the naysayers. They said,
dear.
oh.
This is it, Jesse.
25 total. 15's the race.
Chips are all going in.
This is it, Jesse. This is the double through, and they'll be virtually level on chips if Gregory wins this hand.
25 total.
15 more to you.
I'll race.
Race.
I'm all in.
Jimmy's all in, Jesse, as well. Jimmy can't fold this.
20, 40, 60, 80, whatever there. That's 80.
Very, very tough spot to fold,
They
wouldn't you
can't
say?
fold. It's impossible. I was in the same situation in the Aussie Millions in this hand, and the guy spiked a jack against me, Jesse. I had the ace king, and the guy had jack king. Absolutely dominated, and the guy spiked a jack against me.
Cool.
He's called. All in is Dave Gregory, but leading here with the dominating hand. It's just the jack. And if you remember, jack was the magical card for Jimmy White in the celebrity heat.
It certainly was.
He spiked one on the river against Sam Torrance. Can he hit one here? Gregory hopes not. This pot about 300,000. There'll be even Stevens if the ace king holds.
Lucky Jack. Good luck, Jim.
You too, mate.
They're all safe there. 2 tries for a jack has Jimmy White. Gregory would love to see the ace end it.
An ace doesn't end it, Jesse.
No.
An ace, a queen can give a straight. Ace, a queen gives Jimmy the straight.
That's very true.
Oh, he's picked up the club flush now as well.
Yes.
Even more outs.
The river has been the Whirlwind's friend. Can he do it again?
Any jack, any club. Oh wow! this time Gregory spikes the ace against Jimmy.
I'll tell you, for a second I thought that was the card. The aces have been White's friend on the river, but now Gregory well in this. All those chips, and this horse race is on. Is Jimmy White going to kick himself for that call, or was it? There was too much. It could have been a race, wasn't there?
Jesse two-handed. Jack King is a massive hand suited.
Yeah.
You know, he's unlucky that Dave's got the ace king.
Yeah.
But we've got a game on now. This is interesting.
Is it my 5?
Who's your money on?
It depends on the price.
It's hard work. Everyone's been screaming.
It's a pretty looking hand. But,
All right.
Race.
Greekfish mentioned it's one of
21.
Gregory's favorite.
20's the race. 13 total.
50 altogether.
15.
A strong play from Jimmy.
Yeah, it is.
20 more than me, yeah?
A king-queen flop would be interesting.
Well, Jimmy's taking the lead, but how is he going to like it if they miss?
Check.
Check.
Eggshells here.
Check.
Gregory, 10 jack or queen is what he needs. Does White know the kings are good?
Jimmy's got a bet here, Jesse. He must find out where he is. You need to put a bet in, Jimmy.
Jeez, there's 100,000 in this pot. Is he nervous of the ace? Is he wary of it?
He must test the wall, sir.
What's the proper bet size here?
Just a small bet, just test the water. You know, if Dave comes over the top, then he knows where he is.
40.
That's it.
40,000.
Good bet, Jimmy.
Gregory's trying to figure out if the check on the flop means strength or weakness, isn't he?
I don't think Dave can call here.
He looks buffaloed.
Although he's probably thinking if I had 10 queen or a jack, then I've won the pot, but dangerous.
He's going to take his time with it. This is obviously the most significant pot right now of the entire heat.
I think he'll have to lay this down.
Guess he's thinking, well, if I go all in, there's a lot of hands he could fold, but you wouldn't want to guarantee that Jimmy White's going to lay it down.
He'll get better opportunities than this. He must fold this.
Yeah, I think so. What if he's bluffing, though?
If he's bluffing, he's bluffing. You know, you've got to lay this hand down.
Well, you called it, and with that, White takes the lead. And White has gone from a 3-1 chip lead down to levels, and now has caught about 75,000 worth. And the blinds are going to go to 7 and 15. Do either of these guys have a game plan right now, or are they just reacting and acting here?
Yeah, just going on their instincts really. This could be all in. It could be all in this hand, Jesse.
Raised 30,000.
Minimum,
15.
minimum
Take that
raise
out,
here
yeah.
for Jimmy White.
Dave's going to come over the top here, Jesse.
He's got a big decision. He's getting called if he does.
I don't think he can. Oh, he's flat called it. Wow.
That was... He's taken 1 foot out of the fire. But he might stick his head in a second. This feels like it's all about the flop.
Oh, another ace-king flop, Jesse.
Check.
Oh, Jimmy should check this.
50.
50,000.
1 foot over the line.
If Dave doesn't put him on an ace, he's coming over the top here.
That water's deep. I mean, Gregory's made some big laydowns tonight.
I don't think it's so this time.
He's laid down middle pair about 3 times.
Oh, that's a good
Wow.
lay down. Wow, that's a big pass. Massive.
Wow!
Great pass.
How did he do it?
Yeah, well played.
How did he throw that away?
Yeah.
Huh. He wants it, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, they both want it, don't they? I mean, they're both winners, which is good.
And White now up to nearly a 2-1 chip advantage, but how close he came to swathing Dave Gregory out just now.
Call.
Check.
No raise.
Pretty big hand here for Jimmy White.
Could be interesting with a high flop.
Gregory has he's taken the view that he wants to be sure when he gets his chips, and another chance for
here we go
Gregory to
again.
lose the mustard.
He should check here,
30,000.
Jesse. Jimmy.
I'm all in.
All in.
This is all over, Jesse. Jimmy will call this. Jimmy will call this. He's got the top pair with a king kicker.
Ace 10, eh?
Ace 10 is the only thing that beats him, isn't it?
He calls this. He calls. He doesn't put this down. If he's got ace 10, if Gregory's got ace 10, he's unlucky. There we are.
Call.
Dave Gregory just had enough. He had the second pair too many times.
Ace 10?
No.
And
Got me. Well played.
He hasn't got you yet, Dave. The jack helped you before. It could help you again.
right you are. Nearly all the chips are in this one. 420. Jimmy White has the rest back. But unless it comes a 9 or jack, the Whirlwind. First man through to the semis. Oh! Gregory's hit it on the turn. No reaction, no emotion. King, queen, or 10. Oh,
Jesus.
Now.
Nelly!
The River King.
You can't make an omelet before you break the eggs. Holy Toledo.
Thanks.
Anthony Hardy, the shock and the horror, but the river has been Jimmy White's friend all night long. And of course, he was the best on the flop, but
He was the best on the flop, Jesse. And Dave's at the turn card, and then Jimmy's coming at the king on the river. Unbelievable.
King's
Incredible.
up, beating Jacks up in the runaround, and the Whirlwind is alive and well in this World Open. Here we are again with the people's champion, the Whirlwind, Jimmy White. Jimmy,
Thank you, Jesse.
another virtuoso performance.
Well, yeah, I was very lucky. I hit a few good river cards, but earlier on, the week before with the celebrity event, you know, it was a bit more sort of open, and I knew with the pros, wasn't showing any whole cards, and you have to sort of bully a bit, and I hit some nice cards.
He played fantastic. He kept mixing it up. That was the amazing part about it all. I just, you know, Dave Gregory, I don't really think he quite got a read on him, really. OK, Jimmy got lucky in the end, but that final hand, you were in front. Do you want to talk us through that final hand?
Well, I had King 10, and he pondered a bit, and I thought, well, definitely fancy him for 10, you know, if he's got ace 10, but I thought, you know, it's gamble time, and when he turned over 9s and I've got 10s, I thought it was weighed in, and then the jack come, and then I hit my miracle river. I hit 4 rivers. I hit a 10 against Mr. Reardon. He must be spewing, but that's poker.
Is there any stopping you from here?
Well, I shall try my best. I practice with a guy who helps me out on the road with snooker, you know, so I should bully him all week, take his wages, and then come back.
Well, it ain't no fluke. Jimmy White sending notice to the rest of this tournament. The first man through to the semifinals. Who will he be joining there? Well, join us next week when the Bridge North bomber Daz Hickman takes on World Series of Poker star John McGill and £1 Million man Raj Mota on the partypoker.net World Open 3.